Okay, so this is another. I'm calling them knee-jerk reviews because I decided, there's a hundred different reviews. Well, there's probably thousands different review channels out there, but I'm reviewing the movies like right after I seen them. So I just got done watching The Alchemist Cookbook, and the only reason I watched this because I couldn't find anything else to watch, and I was watching movie trailers. And this trailer came up, and it said this movie was a comedy genius, and it was funny and horrifying. It was a horror movie about, and they explain right in the, right in the description, it's about a guy who awakens an ancient evil, and they kept saying how funny it was and stuff, and it defied genres and it defied classifications, and I was like, okay, so I'll give this one a shot because I like movies that are quirky and defy, kind of break the mold. Um, but if you're gonna watch this movie, don't watch the trailer because first of all, if it was a comedy, it was lost on me. There wasn't any funny scenes in the movie. It was about this guy living alone in a trailer in the middle of the woods. Um, he's trying to summon a demon to make gold for him, and he's using alchemy. He's got some kind of book. They never really explain what the book is, but he's got some kind of book that explains how to summon a demon. And as it goes along, at first you're falling into the madness because this guy is just, you can tell he's not all there and he's going crazy. But then if you watch the movie closely, and again, I only seen it the one time, but like in the background, you'll see something move, and then you'll hear this cry, and you're like, oh, geez, is he succeeding? Is he imagining this? It's a really good movie. There, first of all, the big criticism I have is the trailer billed it as a comedy, and I don't get that at all. Um, the guy did act crazy, but it wasn't funny crazy. It was like you felt sorry for the guy crazy. Another thing is, I know in one of my other reviews, I criticized uh, a movie with Daniel Radcliffe because his character didn't act scared towards the ghost, and I felt that took me out of the movie because if the characters aren't scared of the ghost, then why should you be scared of the ghost? But that was like a true horror movie. This is kind of like a psychological horror movie, and it's almost like this movie wanted to prove me wrong because this guy, when he first sees the demon, he's yelling at it and swearing at it, and he's afraid of it. After he does that, he's terrified that he just yelled at a demon. But it's like, he knew what he was dealing with. He knew he was summoning this demon. He knew the demon. It made it seem like he knew the demon was there all along and around him because every time the howl came, the howl is like, God, if I heard that, because I'd go camping alone, and if I had heard that in the woods, I would be. I'll have to edit that out, but I would be totally back in my car heading home if I heard a howl like that. So it was there, it does scare you. And again, there's no gore, there's no jump scares, just this guy going crazier and crazier trying to summon this demon. And then they finally, and again, these reviews, I call them knee-jerk reviews, and they are discussions of the movie, so there are spoilers. So if you don't want spoilers, just cut the movie off right now. But there are, at the point where they show the demon, it's like, you're like, oh, God, is he crazy? No, because there it is. And the big criticism I have about this movie, other than the trailer, is the last 30 seconds just, I don't know. I don't like movies that end that way. And I mean, I'm not talking about how it ended or how the story ended. I'm talking about how they filmed the ending. It was very retro 70s, 60s, 70s. I don't know. I didn't like it. It didn't ruin the movie for me, though, because I loved the movie. I loved the cinematography. It's very claustrophobic because he's in this trailer and there's a lot of scenes. He's either in the bathroom or the kitchen or the bench, and it's just very claustrophobic. You get the feeling because he's touching this cupboard and touching this cupboard, and it's just oh, and you get that feeling. And I always think that if you feel something like that while you're watching a movie, then the movie was well done. And when he goes out into the woods, there's a lake, and you can really feel his isolation, and just the movie keeps you guessing for a long way through, and then it throws stuff at you, and you're like, whoa. Watch this movie, enjoy it. I do think you would enjoy it. I think a lot of people would. It's kind of a slow-paced movie. It is scary. I watched The Witch before this movie, and I did a review on The Witch. And The Witch got rave reviews for being this horrifying movie, and I didn't feel horrified at all. In this movie, I felt horrified. I felt this movie was scarier than The Witch. In fact, it was scarier than a lot of movies I've seen. Even though I don't know if they even tried to make it lighthearted. I mean, why would they build this as a comedy? I don't get it. But yeah, it is a horror movie. Don't go in thinking you're going to laugh. Go in thinking you're going to be scared, and you will enjoy this movie. I said there's no gore, but there's some parts where you're just going to cringe. And, it's not gory, but it's like, ooh, I can't believe he did that. And, that to me, if I'm going to watch gore, I want the movie to be billed as, what do they call it, like a slasher flick. Call it what it is. This movie had no gore, but it had some cringeworthy moments. It had some scary moments. It had some moments that kind of made logical sense, because as he's doing these weird things, you start to realize that there's probably something in the book that suggests he should do these things, or in his crazy mind thinking that in the book he's going to do these things. And there's the feeling that he's not scared, but he's terrified, because when a terrified person confronts something, they get that angry, like, oh, you're not going to get me, and oh my god, I'm going to get out of here. It was really well done and well acted. I would highly recommend this movie. Just don't think it's a comedy. Sit through it, watch it. It's a good. Just be prepared for the ending. The last, I don't think it's 30 seconds. It might have been the last 10 seconds. But as soon as I guess in the last 30 seconds, I saw the last 10 seconds coming. So I guess in that way I could predict one part of it. But yeah, this is just my knee-jerk reaction because I just got done watching the movie. I do highly recommend it. If I'm entertained, I feel that the movie did its job, and I am thoroughly entertained with this movie. And go out. It's on Amazon Prime right now, and I'm sure it's other places. But it's a good movie. I highly recommend it.